This is for 5th place in category between Bedenski and Grenier and Potvin for that matter. It is worth considering the 35 still part of this fight. Within a half of a second there, and the Mustang can more than definitely keep up in the straights with the BMWs. Down through turn 1 and 2, we go into turn 3 at Renault corner. Bedenski's done well to hold this top 5 so far, considering he, like Grenier, is quite new to this season, new to this grid, as it would happen. It does make drivers like these very interesting case studies when you take a look at drivers that have joined into a grid and they're quite solid ability. Now, they're obviously not going into this with the expectation that they're going to go and lead championships. It's a case we're taking a look back through the last couple of rounds here for these two. They are having a glance in. For Grenier, he made his debut 2 rounds ago. I believe that being the same story here for Danny Felix, who currently leads here in this race. He made his debut last round. And in the case of Bedenski, also made his debut 2 rounds ago. These three still totally enraptured on their fight for a Division 5th. And I just still can't get over how much sunlight do they need on that part of the track. My goodness. We see here Cedric Grenier looking to go up and alongside that of Didier Potvin. Tried for it around the outside to give himself the inside for this part of the RACC chicane, but has to single file back in behind the number 35, down in through to turn 16. You see for Cedric Grenier really slingshotting it in through now at turns 1 and 2, throwing absolutely everything he can into the last 10 minutes worth of performance here in race 2. Now bear in mind there is always still race 3 coming up around the corner. So if he can't get him here, he's absolutely going to try and get him in the next, because these drivers now have 2 races under their belt over the course of today's round to get themselves accustomed with this track and its various intricacies and how it works with their car. So this 3rd race coming up could very well be the sharpest on record here in Barca for this season. You see though for Grenier starting to lag behind Potvin, who in turn is lagging behind Bedenski. I think it's just a case here of keeping your head low, keeping things nice and calm. Bedenski hasn't really had to do a great deal here in terms of defense, with the other two squabbling with one another. Just keeping himself out of trouble has been more than enough of a winning strategy to maintain a top 5 here in race 2. We see here Potvin throwing absolutely everything, much as the case for Grenier. It's the case here for the 35, throwing absolutely everything they can now in the last 10 minutes at Bedenski to try and get him to crack here. Question is, will their efforts be in vain? I mean, this is actually bringing them closer into possible contention here of a Division 4th, because just emerging into frame, that's the 616 of Andrew Veldkamp, currently in 4th in the AMS. We see him run out wide here from Seat. That is giving a lot more credence over to the possibility of Bedenski moving to 4th place and introducing yet another factor into this already complex fight, as we see Cedric Grenier just got up past Didier Potvin in towards that division, looking there, Division 7th. Division 6th, sorry, with Potvin now down to 7th. The recent slip onto the gravel out of Kamsa in towards Lakaiha. That could still find it in the room for some fight back here by Potvin. Round the outside, couldn't hold it though. As we see up in front, going for 4th place. It's contact there between Bedenski and Veldkamp. Disaster down at turn 12 between Ford and BMW. And Potvin collected in the mix. Through goes Grenier up to 4th. A disastrous turn of events there in the closing 8 minutes of racing. Not one that I imagine Cedric Grenier is going to be looking too badly upon, given the fact that it's just given him the scope of 4th place. With 3 cars collected there, Veldkamp, Bedenski and Potvin. It also invites in now Ivan Sanchez to the mix to see what he can make of the situation.